Hi, my name is Neha and welcome to a brand new colored pencil tutorial. Today we'll be doing this beautiful dainty little rose with colored pencils. So I have transferred the line drawing which is given to you on Strathmore Bristol vellum paper, and I have used a half sheet of a 9 by 12 inch size paper pad. I have traced out the line drawing with the help of a tracing paper onto this fair sheet of paper, and now I'm just going to lighten all the pencil lines by using my kneaded eraser. So this will remove all the excess graphite and that will not mix with our colored pencils. This is a very important steps if you want your drawing to look very soft and not with any of our graphite black pencil lines. So this is a kneadable eraser. You can just mold it into any shape like clay, and this will remove all the excess graphite. Just dab on your pencil lines. So let's begin by applying the lightest color. This is Cream 102 from Polychromos. For this tutorial, I'm only going to use Faber-Castell Polychromos and a white Prisma color pencil and a white luminance pencil. If you don't have white luminance, you can just use a white Prisma color pencil. So before going in with the cream, I'm just going to lighten my pencil sketch furthermore, as I don't want it to be seen under that very light layers. And here at the base of the rose, I can see some yellow color. So keep your pencils always sharp and pointed, and your pressure, the hand pressure, very light. This should be throughout your drawing. The more lighter the hand pressure, the more layers you will be able to do on any drawing. So this is a very important technique for colored pencil medium. So I'm only going to apply this cream in the areas where I can see yellow base. I always start with the lightest color that I see on any drawing, so that way we are conserving our light areas. So I'm only going up till here. And now with white Prismacolor pencil, I'm going to fill up the entire rose. Prismacolor pencils are wax-based pencils, so they are very good for securing your whites. Polychromo white is a little bit transparent. It's not that opaque as Prismacolor. So I really love this pencil in combination with Faber-Castell Polychromos. Again, I'm applying a very light pressure. Remember that this is just our first layer. There are lots of layers to come on top of this white layer. So keep your pressure very light, and to check whether you have applied the white pencil, just check it from sideways against the light. And I'm only going in the areas which has this very light pink. In very dark areas, I'm avoiding those with white pencil. Same way on this side of the petal also. Keeping your pencils sharp will ensure that the color is reaching the very tooth of your paper. Continuing on the other side of the rose as well. And if you have any color pencil powder on the paper, just brush it off with a soft brush. So the next color is light yellow glaze 104, and I've worn my protective gloves so that it doesn't the colors don't smudge under my hand. And now this color will go over the cream to brighten the yellows furthermore. Again, I'm using very light hand pressure. We are using here a layering technique for colored pencils. Next, I'm using cadmium yellow 107. Now this is more of a warm yellow, which will go in these areas which are looking more of orangey. And I'm not going to go over the entire yellow region, only the areas which are more warmer. So this entire central area looks more cooler, looks more lemony yellow color, which I'm going to leave. Observe your reference picture very closely. So this entire region is quite bright, which I am leaving. A little bit here on the top. Now I'm going to use dark cadmium yellow 108 to further deepen our warm yellow color. So I have applied this color everywhere on the yellow except the center area. And now I don't see yellow color anywhere on the rose. So let's start with the pink. So let's start with the darkest tone now. I'm going to use Pink Carmine 127. And I'll start with this line over here. You can use whatever color pencils you have. Just try to match the colors with your reference picture. You don't have to stick to the exact pencils that I am using. If you don't have pink carmine, if you don't have 120 pencil set, you can choose any other darkest pink or red that you have in your set. Colors are not that important, but only the values, that means the darks and the lights of a particular uh, drawing, object, or subject, that is very important to make any drawing look realistic. So, colors are not that important. Now, here the stroke that I'm using is a circular motion. I like to do this filling of color in a circular motion to get a very soft uh, looking filling of color. This also ensures that your color goes into the very depth of your paper with a very sharp pencil, but keep your pressure very light, and if you want to darken that particular color, just go over it once again to darken that particular color. So using a very soft circles, like how we scribble but very close to each other, that will give you a very soft effect, which is very much required on subjects like flowers. So I'm only applying this color wherever I'm seeing that very dark bright pink, avoiding all the lighter areas. So if you have not used this particular circular motion to fill up an area, just practice a little bit in your sketchbook or on a rough piece of paper. Keep on rotating your pencil so that you have an even point on your pencil. Otherwise, one side will become flat and it will start giving you blunt edges. So I'm taking this color as far as I can see into the yellow as well. And when your pink combines with yellow, it looks like a dark orange. This color will also go into this tiny area. I'm also going to do some veins with this pencil. Take your time, just slow down and just enjoy the process. This graphite line is disturbing me, so I'm just going to lighten it furthermore. Try to keep your pencil lines as much light as you can. And keep your vein lines very soft. Don't pierce those lines into the paper. And I'm doing it at this stage because I want them sandwiched in between layers. And also we'll be doing so many layers. I don't want to lose those pencil lines which is guiding us under those layers. So wherever you're seeing any of your dark pink color, apply it all together in one layer with this pencil. Wherever you're seeing any transition from your dark value to a lighter value, keep the transition very soft. Don't keep any harsh lines, otherwise the mid-tone and the dark tone, they will look like separate bands. This is still not our very darkest color. We are going to layer the darkest tone also. Now to further brighten this dark tone, I'm going to use Fuchsia 123, 123, and I'm going to go over these dark areas, not all the way to the dark, but just brightening this pink carmine. It's a beautiful bright pink color. Again, here I'm using a circular motion to fill up. You can even fill up the area by using hatching technique, lines very close to each other. Whatever is comfortable for you. I'm also giving here some veins. There is a shadow over here. Darkening this area a little bit more. Still using very light pressure of hand. Giving a zigzag line. Just trying to depict some veins which are going horizontal in the opposite direction. Now here I'll be transiting into a lighter pink color. So I'm just giving a very jagged kind of coloring to that part. Just feather it out. Don't give a very straight line wherever you're seeing a color which is transitioning into a lighter or a darker color. Always follow the direction of the vein or the direction of the strokes that you see on the reference picture. This will further enhance your realism. This will start developing into a 3D form. So here I'm seeing the petal curving. So my strokes, my lines, they also curve in that direction. Leaving gaps for any lighter areas that I can see. Later on this will become more dark, but at the moment I'm just leaving some pockets of light. Let's continue on this side as well. So this is the shadow underneath the folded part of the petal. And again, I'm leaving some feathered edges so that it's easier for me when I apply the lighter colors. It's easier for blending. And then there is the small part of the petal shaped like a trumpet. The inside part is in shadow, so it's a little bit more darker. And here I'm just flicking some of that color. Let's add a lighter pink Madder Lake 129, and this will be our lightest pink color for all the lighter areas. Since we already have a base of white Prisma pencil, this is still going to be a little bit lighter than if we had directly applied a pink Madder Lake on paper. I'll be also going on the fuchsia layer to blend both the colors. In the areas where it is very light, just go for a very light pressure with the same color. With the same pencil, you can achieve different tones of color, so try practicing controlling your hand pressure on a separate sheet of paper or in your sketchbook. This will be really helpful when you do your fair projects. If you are very heavy handed, then giving multiple layers will be a problem. So I'm filling up all the lighter areas with this pink Madder Lake. I'm also going to work on that yellow layer just to blend it in. I'm taking my Tombow Mono eraser just to remove some of the pencil lines. Lightening this graphite sketch. Moving in the direction of the strokes that I can see on the reference picture. I'm very sorry for the shaky footage over here. And then leaving that lighter gap. Moving in circular motion and leaving a lighter gap on the top of the petal. Always try to go on your previous layers which you have done to integrate them together, to blend them together. I'm bringing this pink into the yellow to make it a little bit orange. Now I come in with light purple pink 128. Now this is more of a cooler pink, more of a bluer pink. There is a very little difference between this and pink Madder Lake. So if you don't have this color, you can continue with your pink Madder Lake. Always moving in the direction of the petal or the form or the veins in which it is going. Let's take rose carmine now. This is more of a warmer pink. And applying on all the pinker areas. I'm just going to go over the darker and the mid-tones, the dark tones and the mid-tones. Also coming in with secondary veins. And here I'm going over yellow to make a nice warm orange color. Now I'm coming in with Ivory 103. Now I want to fill up the lighter areas. This will further smoothen our layers. Next is Cream 102 in the same areas, just to give it a little bit warmer yellow color. I'm still using very light pressure of pencil. Using light colors will just blend the layers which we have done previously. And this is white from Luminance. You can continue with your Prismacolor white pencil, but I just find Luminance white to be less waxier than the Prismacolor. So this I'm further softening the layers, especially the lighter tones. Luminance pencils are much more drier pencils. You can say it's between your polychromos and which are oil based, and Prismacolor, which are wax based. So knowing the qualities of each brands of pencils is very helpful, and you can use them in your own way. I'm using medium pressure of hand, and I'm trying to smoothen out all my lighter areas. This white will fill up the tooth of the paper and make the surface look quite smooth. Coming back to our darker pink, which is Pink Carmine 127, and I'm further darkening our darkest areas. Because we have applied a lot of mid tones and light tones over our dark tones, the dark tones sometimes they just lighten up, so we have to keep on adjusting all our values. Always try to get your darks as dark as you can see on your reference picture and your lights as light as you can see. A good contrast will really bring out the beauty of your drawing. Next, I'm going to take deep scarlet red. This is 219 for the more reddish areas. Don't hesitate to change your colors from pinks to reds. If you see red, apply red color. If you see violet, apply white. Don't think that it's a pink rose. It cannot have a orangey red or a violet. Especially in this region where it's receiving more light, there is more warmth. That's why the pink is looking more orangey red. So this deep scarlet red is an essential color in this area. So I'm only going over the very darker areas. Colored pencil medium requires a lot of patience, but the end result is so worth it. You have so much control over all your colors, over your strokes. And once you figure out all your colors and where all your values, then the journey becomes much more enjoyable. Back to Rose Carmine 124. Now, as soon as I have darkened the darker tones, now my mid-tones look a little bit lighter. So I'll be working on the mid-tones with Rose Carmine. Now this is more of a value adjustment stage. Pink Madder Lake 129. Back to Deep Scarlet Red 219, darkening this furthermore. Now I'm paying attention to each smaller areas. Pink Madder Lake 129. Smoothing out the transition between the lighter tone and the darker tone. And always moving in the direction of all the veins that is going. So this will start developing that area into a particular shape. And Rose Carmine again 124. Now this is dark cadmium yellow 108, and I'm going to deepen the yellow over here. Again Rose Carmine. The center yellow color, just giving a little bit more color to that. Go with small circular motion to fill up the tooth of the paper. And here is deep scarlet red again, 219. This is orange glaze 113. This will be a good transition between your orange, yellows and pinks. And also it's giving a nice glow as if the rose is glowing from inside. This is our light yellow glaze 104, and I am deepening the yellows. Next, I'm taking fuchsia 123. And I'm going to deepen some of the veins, some of the lines. I can also see some horizontal veins. The more details you do, the more realistic your rose is going to look. And the more you practice, the more details you're going to see. You will observe more details and you will make the viewer observe those details. Again, going over the dark tones. The dark tones always have to be layered many times because we keep on going over them with our mid-tones and light tones, and they tend to become lighter, especially in this region where we have gone over with white. And I'm also taking now this opportunity to create some texture. So just scribbling away, just creating some sort of texture on the petal. Take constant breaks in between so that you don't get bored and then you don't rush over your drawing. Patience is the key for this medium, or rather for realistic kind of art. I can see a lot of texture in this area, a lot of lines, a lot of veins. So this is the stage where we come in with all the details. Since our base is filled up, now we can come in with all these kind of details. Now this area needs to be a little bit more redder, so I'm back with Deep Scarlet Red 219. Don't hesitate to go over your colors again and again because they do tend to lighten a bit because you're going over them with so many layers. And this is Pink Carmine 127. And to further darken it, I'm also going to use Madder. This is 142. Always maintain your contrasts. This is Deep Scarlet Red 219. This is Pink Madder Lake 129. The more and more layers you do, keep your pencils sharp and pointed so that they can penetrate through all those layers. They can really reach the bottommost part of your paper, and this will just smoothen out your colored pencil drawing and make it look more like a painting rather than a scratchy drawing. And just checking whether anywhere you require this color. We are almost there at the last stage on finishing this part of the rose. So you can use whenever you feel that you're almost at the last layer, you can just increase the pressure of your hand and uh, like use it like a burnishing. Burnishing means using hard pressure to smoothen out the layers. So I'm using hard pressure over here. Taking Rose Carmine again, 124. We'll do the same thing with this color as also. Again, I'm just sharpening my pencil. Now, at any stage, if you feel that you could have gone a little bit lighter, then you just take your white luminance pencil and just lighten up any layer that you feel that it's gone a little bit darker. So let's move on to the left hand side of this rose. I'm just going to lighten the pencil sketch. Pink Madder Lake 129, and as you can see, the strokes are going from right to left, or from the bottom of the petal towards the outside of the petal. So I'm just going to mimic the same thing. There is a slight fold on this petal. If you're not comfortable with this position, you can even turn your board. And even this small area, I'm going to leave a little lighter gap on the bottom part. Next is Fuchsia 123, and I'm going to apply this on the bottom part of the petal. Just creating some lines. There is a lot of texture. And with white luminance pencil, I'm just going to blend both the layers, which is Pink Madder Lake and Fuchsia, using light pressure. Deep Scarlet Red 219. I'm going to enhance this shadow area under the fold of the petal and just create some more line texture. And even over here, don't forget this tiny one. With white, I'm going to blend. Fuchsia again. And we are done. Now, one more very important tip I'm going to give you is at the end of my drawing, I always flip my drawing board and the reference picture and then look at my drawing from a completely different perspective. This really helps me to gauge all the tonal values, because what happens is when we work on a particular area or a drawing for many hours, then our eyes don't see the tonal shifts. So take a good amount of rest before doing this, maybe sometimes even a day or two, and then you come back on this drawing, just flip the drawing upside down and even your reference picture, and I'm sure you will definitely see a lot of areas which requires your attention. And believe me, this will just take another 5 to 10 minutes, but it will make so much of a difference and you will get so much of satisfaction out of doing this perfectly. Since you have spent already so many hours on this drawing, another 5 to 10 minutes will really make a lot of difference. So I'm again going to start with my darkest tone. So I've taken pink carmine over here and I analyze each and every tone, and it doesn't take too much time. And this is deep scarlet red. So looking at your drawing from different perspective from time to time, you can even look at it in the mirror. Even this will definitely show you whether you're going in the right direction or whether your drawing requires a little bit more love and attention. But I would suggest you to take a good amount of break and then come to the drawing with very fresh eyes. And as you can see, I am still seeing a lot of areas where a little bit touch is required. We are tricking our brain to not see it as a rose petal, but just a area where there are a lot of just your darks and light tones. I do this too with all my drawings and paintings. At the very last stage, I flip my drawing and just see to it whether it has all the values and all the details that is required. This is Orange Glaze 113. I'm also going to apply this orange a little bit here. And here as well. Rose Carmine 124. This drawing is completely in real time and I have not skipped any parts. This is how I do each and every of my colored pencil drawing. I take a lot of time and to finish any drawing I go in with lots and lots of layers, which is very much required for your colored pencil drawing to look like a painting, to look like a smooth looking drawing. Now this area looks more orangey to me, so I'm just going to come in with white and just tone it down. This is Cream 102. And cadmium yellow, dark cadmium yellow 108. This is light purple pink 128. With this is the end of part 1. In part 2, we will finish off all the sepals and the stem. See you.